Hey y'all. How about we go through this old Carly Simon tune? Fairly short one, and I'll go through the chords at the end. That's some show, some TV show she did in '72 when it was a new song. So the thing to know for starters is the low E strings tuned down to D. And it starts, it sounds better on a 12 string, of course, the way she did it, but it starts with this little opening. And that's a little riff that comes back a couple of times. So it's like a D minor moved up here. So all of them are open. You can do nice full strums of all the strings. G string is at 6, B string at 7, and high E string at 5. Second one is G string at 5. B and E at 3. So on that last one is a D, but you hammer on the G and the high E string. And then she starts with a so now that one is a G, which you would play like that normally, but since the low E is tuned down, you leave that string out. So you just play a G like that, B and E at 3, A at 2. So it's E minor 7, but again, since the low E is tuned down to D, you have to cover it at the 2nd fret to make it an E. So an E minor would look like that, but instead of that you just move both fingers up one string. So it's A and E both at the 2nd fret. After that, E minor goes to an A7, suspend the B up to the 3rd fret, and then back down to 2. So D, that's a G6, just like that E minor chord, E minor 7 chord, except now they're up at the 5th fret. So it's A or E and A at 5, everything else up. Cause these E minor 7 are the good old A. Yeah, you could do it as E minor are the good old days. So that same A7 suspended down to a regular A7. So it does that same intro after the first verse. So let's string that all together. Now you're into the chorus. Right? That's that same G up here, so E and A up at 5. Again, you can do a full strum of all 6. That's that same very first chord of the song, the D minor looking thing, brought way up here. So that's that E minor 7 to A. So it goes through a couple more of those. The only thing that's different is this is the very last, bridge into the chorus. Right now, 'cause these are the good old days. These are the good old days. G, G minor 7. These are the good old days. Now in that outro where they do these are the good old days, it doesn't do the same thing as the intro. Instead of this, it does 2 identical shaped chords. Check out on YouTube. There's that version where she was kind of at her peak vocally and, let's face it, physically. But there's another version from like summer '72. I think she did one of those Central Park ice rink shows that summer or something. And there's another really good version of it from that show, and she's got a dress that's cut up to about here. So, anyway, 2 great versions of it from '72 when it was a new tune. So. There's precious little live footage of Carly from the glory days. Well, from ever, because she did those first few shows at the beginning and developed real stage fright problems and didn't do much live work at all. There's that one that was in the late '80s, I think, The only way she would do it is if they shot it on Martha's Vineyard, which they did. And it was an audience like that was just her family and friends, I think. So not much in the way of live footage of Carly Simon, but at least you get little bits of it like that. Good luck.